Welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix. My name is Dangerous, and you are watching Crosshair, the show that features runs with bullets. First-person shooters, third-person shooters, shmups, bullet hells, lasers, rockets, grenades, vampires, and shotgun shells. If it's a run with bullets somewhere in it, then you can find it here on Crosshair. If you got a run that you think you want to showcase here on Hotfix, either on Crosshair or any of our other GDQ Hotfix shows, head on over to gdq.gg/submit/hotfix and fill out that form. You just might end up on a future episode of the GDQ Hotfix. Fun fact, our runner today actually did exactly that, and that's why she's showing her run on the show today. So fill out that form. I like to see new runs come in. With that said, this is an interesting one because it's a little bit of a deviation from what we normally show on Crosshair, but this is a run that I know has been very much worked on by our runner today for quite a while now. And even though the game hasn't been out for that long, it is very, very much workshopped fully by this point, and I'm sure there's probably even more that you could do. So I brought back my my good friend Astra the Horror Girl to take on the Crosshair week today. So Astra, take it away, and welcome back to Crosshair.
Hey, thank you very much, Dangerous. Hello, everyone. I'm Astra the Horror Girl, and here I am showing off Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. It is an amazing speedrun. I have been working on this speedrun for so long, like basically ever since this came out, and I was done playing it through casually, which that was a whole thing too. Like I 100%ed this game before I started breaking it apart, trying to figure out all the ways to go fast. I'm still finding stuff. I'm still workshopping things, even from like playing this game at the very least like 4 hours a day since it came out in October of last year, at the very least.
My goodness.
So yeah, we are going to do a speedrun, and we're also going to feature a whole bunch of the extremely broken things about this wonderful, lovely video game. So, yes. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good time. The first thing we're gonna do is choose which vampire we want to be. We're gonna be this one over here, and once I select, that will be the start of the run. So I will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
And thank you. It's okay, we have time. It starts off with a minute and 40-second unskippable cutscene.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. To sum up what this game is about, if you are familiar with the Vampire the Masquerade universe, then the explanation is simple. You are an elder vampire of legend called the Nomad who has woken up after 100 years of torpor in Seattle. If that didn't mean anything to you except for woke up in Seattle, basically, elder vampires are a lot older, and their blood is more potent because they've been around for a while. They're one of the earlier vampires to be embraced, and therefore they have stronger clan gifts than a lot of the other vampires of the same clan or other clans. Each clan is a bloodline, hence the title Bloodlines, because you get your power based upon your founding bloodline vampire member. We are going to do this today as a clan member of Clan Toreador, which is the fastest one that you can do. It is very quick. Now, we've been awake for some time. However, we didn't have control of ourselves because it's been so long since we've had blood that the beast within us, as all vampires have, went on a rampage. This is the end of that rampage. So now we have awoken, we get a chance to grapple with our reality. Where are we? Who are we? We've woken up. We see this billboard that says fire on it with a PH, And we go, that's a fine name. That'll do. That works with me. And to get you an idea of the strength of an elder vampire, watch this guy.
Do not.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
More evidence. I must.
That's just kind of like average human versus vampire. That's what that kind of fight looks like.
Construction machine in vampire form.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is an interesting development. We have a strange mark on the back of our hand, and a voice is talking to us in our head. This is very unusual for vampires. Our character asks who is speaking, and we're gonna just go through the dialogue, and I'm gonna select all of the fastest options to get us through. The first bit of speed tech is right here. We're going to activate our ability and interact with the door within just a few seconds. And that allows us to skip a whole tutorial explanation for telekinesis, which we use right there, which saves about 15 seconds.
Nice.
Because instead you have to, this game is real big on, no, listen to everyone tell you things and then you can do things. But obviously that takes time, so we don't want any of that.
128 to dispatch. No getting past.
We're gonna throw that because even though, as you saw, we can, these are just humans, we can easily defeat them. However, there is this thing called the Masquerade, hence the title. Basically, the Masquerade is the built illusion by vampires to make ordinary people think that vampires aren't real. They're just stories. In the Vampire the Masquerade universe, things like Dark Shadows, Twilight, or any other media where vampires exist, those things only exist to make you think that they are these legends, or to throw you off from what they actually are. Media like that is controlled by vampires to keep that illusion going. And you may ask, but Astrid, wouldn't it be easier to just not have these vampire stories at all? Well, unfortunately, a real vampire named Dracula had to make an autobiography, so this is the world that vampires live in. They have to make ridiculous fiction to make the story of Dracula seem ridiculous.
Gosh darn it, Dracula.
Yeah, it is considered the greatest masquerade breach of all time, the story of Dracula. All right, now we're gonna drop kick. Boop. Boop. And that should open this door, very good. And that is the whole tutorial section. We're just gonna get this unskippable cutscene to give us the title drop. So, as Fire, the Nomad, explains, 2024, that means that asleep for 100 years. We will not be able to revel in the fun things like Fire not knowing what a tape recorder is or a cell phone is, but those are very fun moments in the game. Just like younger vampires having to explain what a DVR is another fun section. It's a lot of fun. But here we are in the city of Seattle, where a snowstorm, and very uncharacteristic snowstorm, is happening. Once again, we're going to have some dialogue here, and I'm going to choose the fastest options that we have. This place that we're in belongs to a ghoul named Dale. I'll explain what ghouls are in a moment. Okay, and we choose Clan Toreador. All right, so a ghoul is a human that has drank vampire blood and therefore is binded with that vampire as like a sort of servant or partner or someone who is unquestioning in their loyalty. They're a little bit stronger than mortals. You can't just slap them around all willy-nilly like we did that one unfortunate soul that we ran
against
into.
the door.
Yeah, can't quite do that, but they're still nowhere near as strong as a regular vampire is. How we refer to each other as vampires is kindred. So You'll very rarely see vampires call each other vampires. That's a human word. Kindred is how they refer to each other. Right now, we are following a scent because the voice in our head identified himself as Fabian. And the only way that we can get a vampire voice in our head is, well, if that vampire had something happen to them. Like maybe they died or something. So right now, we're looking for their body. We find this other body, which the sheriff of the Camarilla is standing next to. The Camarilla is a vampire government, essentially, but it is a monarchy government. So the ruler of Seattle for vampires is a prince, and the sheriff is appointed by the prince to keep the prince's laws. Just had to kill those two to get into this bar because this is where the scent continues to take us for Fabian's body. Whoop. And this is what combat essentially looks like in the game. There's dodging, there's parries, and there's first-person stuff. And you also have vampire abilities that you can use in combat as well, which make things very fun. But most of the game for speedrunning is through travel like this, drop kicking. It is the fastest way to travel in the game. I will explain why that is in just a moment. But first, we have to find Fabian's body, which is right here. So, not every day that you get to see your own corpse. We're going to remember what happened. You see, in this box was where the Nomad was resting. Fabian opened it up, and very unwise decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. So what we basically did, because we drained the blood of another vampire, is we've committed something called diablerie. And now their consciousness lives inside of us. And normally, like, when something like that happens, it's only, their consciousness only lasts a short amount of time and then is defeated by the stronger consciousness, which would be our elder vampire we were playing. But that's not what's happening. So that must have something to do with the mark. I want to point out that punch at the beginning, that mark is also making us weaker. We're a weak vampire. That's what's going on. Literally.
We're weak. We splatted that guy on the door and we're weak.
Yeah, we're weak compared to how we normally are. Trying to get this one skip. Just have to try to get past this piece of dialogue. I got it. All right. So normally with this dialogue, you have to wait for Fabian to say certain things. Instead, we can just get in and start this skippable cutscene and just go right through it. So the reason why drop kicking is the fastest thing,
are you with me?
first of all, it kind of just is. If you drop kick and then pick yourself off the ground and do another drop kick and just chain them together, the speed that you get basically multiplies and goes even faster. So you can go extremely fast with drop kicking, and so fast that the game will start running at like 10 frames per second to keep up with the draw of what you are doing. It's very fun. The other thing that drop kicking does is at the top of the screen, when we get to going outside again, you will notice at the very top there is the Masquerade meter, and the Masquerade meter goes up when you do something that is suspicious. So if you do something paranormal, that's something that's very suspicious, and they go, oh my gosh, that person's like Spider-Manning up the wall or whatever. Like, that's not what normal humans can do. And you also have the ability to do a vampiric sprint, which is running faster than any mortal possibly could. That is also a big no-no for the Masquerade. But drop-kicking, the game reads that as just, listen, humans can drop-kick, so it's not that big of a deal. It just so happens that you can chain drop-kicks together, so the game sees that not as you going freakishly fast down the street as drop-kicking, it just reads it as you drop-kicking multiple times. And that's it. So it doesn't damage your Masquerade meter as fast as running does. So not only is it faster than running faster than a mortal could run, it's also not as upsetting to mortals. Drop kicking. We're gonna take this gun and bullets. It's a Crosshair game.
Bullets!
There we go.
It now qualifies for Crosshair. Let's go.
Come on over. Let's have a talk.
Guns are very, very useful. Extremely very useful. They, you can use them with telekinesis, and you basically just empty the magazine of whatever you pick up. Because these weapons are very new to Nomad, but Nomad understands pull the trigger and it fires, so Nomad just holds the trigger down until it's empty, and that's the best you're gonna get. All right now we are on our way to visit the prince. There's been some turmoil, and this prince is actually a new prince. The former prince apparently died. We don't know how or who did it, but now there's a new prince, and tradition is, when you are a vampire in a new city, you've got to introduce yourself to the new prince. This lady that we are talking to now is not the prince, but is a vampire who's known as a warlock, a vampire in the clan of Tremere. They are known as scientists and, well, warlocks, magicians, and stuff. In the world of darkness, which is where Vampire the Masquerade takes place, magic, alchemy, science all kind of intertwines into one. She recognizes us and is just like, wait a minute, I think that you might be the Nomad of legend, which is interesting. Now, you may look at her and go, oh, she's nice, she's cute, she's adorable. I regret to tell you this, but the fastest way through the game is to be as mean to her as possible with dialogue choices. I am very sorry.
But please, find me later. It would be everything.
All right, we have done this dialogue and we are off to see the prince to explain the situation. To sum up the conversation that we are going to have with the prince is like, this is a bad time to come to the city. The Anarchs, another kind of government group of vampires, is rebelling. They're doing really bad stuff, and we think that they might have assassinated the previous prince. It turns out that the Anarchs were framed, we learn at this meeting. We still don't know who did it. And also, there's trouble with the fact that when we woke up from our long sleep, our torpor, we killed a lot of people. And that is a bit of a Masquerade breach in itself. So we have committed a crime, and we are expected to atone for it. How we will atone for it is we're going to bring in the sheriff. Remember we saw the sheriff a little bit earlier? Well, they've gone rogue. They are out murdering Thin Bloods in the street. Thin Bloods are another kind of vampire, basically hybrid human vampire kind of things.
Oh, interesting.
In layman's terms, their blood isn't as potent or thick as a full-fledged vampire, which makes them not as powerful, stronger than ghouls, but not as powerful as a full vampire. They are seen as abominations, and folks like the sheriff are hunting them down to kill them at any time they show up. This is not a good thing to do. So we've been requested to bring the sheriff in to explain himself. But first, the sun's going to come up soon, so we got to go to bed. Because the sun is bad for vampires.
What was that?
Now, we're going to take advantage of getting out of bed to get ourselves going. You know what? I think we'll just do our hair and makeup real quick, you know? Make ourselves look like a proper Toreador here.
Nice.
There we go.
While you're doing that, I could point out to chat, I want you all to know that Astrid's going so fast when she's drop kicking through the city that the Discord stream literally cannot keep up, and it's skipping super hard until she gets to a spot where it's like kind of a normalized pace, and then she's gonna go outside here, and I know it's gonna start skipping again as soon as we start drop kicking.
Yep. It's very funny. Recording software, everything trying to like, streaming software trying to like capture the speed of a vampire simply cannot. It's too fast. The drop kicking is too intense. Oh, didn't quite make it.
That's
All right.
incredible.
That garden, that strange voice.
The prince is in this bar,
Yet I
and we're just being briefed on our mission. And we are off. You never know when you come out of meeting the prince whether you're going to be facing the prince or facing away from the prince. And you can try to predict it with a little bit of accuracy, but you never know. So we have a blood trail that we can follow that will hopefully lead us to the sheriff. I know where that blood trail leads, so I'm just going straight there instead of following the blood trail. Oop, game is being a little bit mean.
Why would he rebel?
Okay, there we go. All right, and in this dumpster is someone who might be interested in talking to us. This is an unskippable cutscene. We're just going to persuade them to let us figure out where the sheriff is. And as you can see, the nomad is very persuasive.
But we asked nicely, and you know they're very amicable to that.
Yeah, and I also want to point out we do what they say.
His kid's there. Max, please let me go.
Oh no. Well, let him just let. Okay, well that okay.
Yeah, you know.
I mean,
let them go.
he probably should have been a little bit more specific in what he meant.
It's true.
the auto repair shop. We're fortunate he's still there.
All right, we're coming here, and we're gonna take that blood elixir that's there. We'll need that for later. Here we're talking to Max, who is also kindred. He tells us, he's like, why do you want Benny? It's like, because he's being a homicidal maniac. And he's like, oh, okay, well, he's at the construction yard. That sounds bad. You should probably stop him. And so he lets us know. Now, here is our first kind of big skip coming up. Not so much anymore. This is a down-patched version of the game. So you don't have to do all of this now. But before, you would have to interact with a door to allow yourself to come up here. But Toreadors have never had to do that because they can just clip through that wall like I just did and get right to where you need to go. But now you can just go where you need to go with the latest update. So that is something that saved a lot of time before, and now all the clans can do it. It's very nice. That is the last thing that the updates did that made things faster. Everything else slowed the game down. Such a bummer.
No.
All right, here's the thin blood here. They're in the way, and we have to go down this elevator. Normally, you'd have to fight everyone in that room, but if you just quietly kill the folks by the doors, you don't got to do that. we've got to kill everyone before we can fight the sheriff, who is in torpor right here. Hey, let me talk to the sheriff. That's what happens when you stake a vampire in this. They just go to bed. So we just got him out of bed, and now we are going to fight him. It's going to be a very, very easy fight. We're just going to use our beckon ability to hypnotize him and then punch him, and that'll take care of things. We just got to do that one more time. And that's that fight.
Nice.
And now we talk to Katsumi, the leader of the Anarchs. So the Anarchs, despite their name, they're not actually anarchistic. They're just basically, they believe in this wild thing that older vampires don't really understand, which is democracy, like representation, all these other things. Wild concepts. Older vampires that have been around since like the Dark Ages are just like, I don't know what these young people are talking about. That doesn't sound like it'd ever work. So they hold on to the Camarilla and its monarchical system, mostly due to tradition. All right, it's everyone's favorite time again. Drop kicking time.
Yay, time for the Discord stream to skip again.
You know it.
I remember seeing this like week 1 of the game being out and just laughing my butt off at how silly it looks, but it's actually the fastest way to get around, and it's so funny.
It is. It's amazing that it's still the fastest way to go around. It's fantastic. That's an NPC named Onda. She's Clan La Sombra, but you will never see a conversation with her in the speedrun. She's cool though. She gives lots of cool side quests.
Let's see what she's after.
Right now we're back to seeing Lou Graham, who was the prince, recently abdicated for reasons unknown. She is hungry, and she is of Clan Ventru, so not just any meal will do for her. She has to have the like the correct meal that like her beast wants. That is not really her fault. That is just the way that her bloodline works. A member of Clan Gangrel was tasked with giving her some food, and they've been not doing a good job, so we're just gonna correct them in finding the kind of food that Lou Graham wants to eat. We don't know why Lou Graham cannot do some hunting of her own, but we'll see later. Here is Nyx of Clan Gangrel. We're just gonna help her out by finding some things that are scented the way Lou Graham would want them to be. There's always one right across the street. The rest of this is RNG, and it can absolutely destroy your run.
Wouldn't hurt to provide a few more options.
Anybody who's glowing blue. This was really good RNG. We found people really quickly. Sometimes it's a nightmare, and you got to go all around the city looking for the right kinds of people. But this was really good RNG. Right. And that mission is done. So now we're gonna go see Katsumi, leader of the Anarchs, to go and see what's going on. You have a choice to let them have the sheriff, since the sheriff was kind of targeting them and killing all of them. They wanted some justice too. That's not what we did though. We brought the sheriff over to the prince instead. We're gonna try to be on good terms with Katsumi. And by that, I mean, I hope that we don't actually have a redemption arc with her, because it's faster if she's mad at us. She wants to talk with us less.
Makes sense.
Yep. So we'll do her quests because we have to, but we will do them while complaining the whole time so that she talks to us as little as possible. Basically, the Anarchs are out of control in Seattle, unfortunately. And there's a whole bunch of Anarchs right now that are planning on doing something that's going to break the Masquerade. So we're going to kill them. A little slow, but that's okay. We are off to go to the next place. Ooh, please grab. Cool.
Nice.
All right. So it's faster to move by rooftops lots of times because it's a straight shot if you just pretend the buildings aren't there and just travel by rooftop instead of the streets. But also, less opportunities for the Masquerade to break because there's not really people on the roofs that can see you doing all sorts of super, super fast things that are faster than humans should be able to move. This part's a little bit tricky because there are Anarchs that are engaged in an open conflict with the police, which is already quite a Masquerade breach. But if you accidentally kill a police officer and there's another police officer to see you do it, you instantly break the Masquerade, which is a game over.
Oh, wow.
And it's easier to do than you think because with all that drop kicking and going quickly, sometimes the game populates its city by just spawning someone in front of you, and then bam, you've launched them into the stratosphere with your feet, and that's it.
I mean, I've killed enough police officers in front of other police officers playing Grand Theft Auto. It doesn't sound like it would be that difficult to do that.
Yeah, it happens. It really does. You just end up going, come on, dude, why would you spawn there? All right, we're gonna go complain to Max. I love Max, but also it's faster to be mean to Max. So we're gonna do that.
Max looks a little bit like he lost a fight with a stapler.
Oh,
Like his face got in a fight with a stapler.
yeah,
So yeah, we're being mean to Max. Yay! That's faster, I guess.
indeed.
As for Max, well, kid's gotta learn.
All right,
And realize he's not a kid.
we're just gonna come over here back to Katsumi and say, hey, we did it, and then leave. All right. Successfully being mean to Katsumi. Now we gotta go see Sophia and be mean to her. And you may be wondering, so is just being mean to people the fastest thing to do? No, actually, if you are nice to the prince, it's faster. If you just say, yes, my prince, the conversation's over and you can move on.
Oh, wow.
She's supposed to help you.
But Sophia is supposed to help us research what this mark is that we have and why it's restricting our powers, making us weaker, all that. And she agrees to help. However, she has a bunch of assistants who are her ghouls, and they've been kidnapped by Anarchs. Oh, sorry, lady. You were in the way of my drop kicking.
Remember, these aren't cats. Sophia was really.
All right. And we have gun. Okay, here's one of them locked in this van. And there you go. We're just on our way to get to the rest. Half of the speedrun is just knowing where to go in the city, like the shortest distance, the fastest path, all that.
Right. Yeah.
If you get there, you're halfway there for the speedrun. You just need to kind of like commit that part to memory. All right. Now we free this person, and right across the way, there is going to be another. All right. And that is all the ghouls freed. So now we just gotta say, hey, Sophia, your assistants are free. Isn't that cool? Except we're not gonna say it that way. We're gonna immediately demand that she goes back to work because it's faster. And she's going to be sad because we didn't manage to save one of the ghouls. They actually died while the Anarchs captured them. And she's gonna be like, can you stay with me just so that I can get my mind off of this? And we're gonna go, nope. And move on.
We got splits to gold.
Uh-huh. And that's it for this night. We are back to Dale's place so that we can have a little bit of a snooze for the day.
You did all you could. Well, I reckon that's your sheriff duty scene too, and I can feel that old fireball lurking on the horizon. So
All right. By the way, Dale's place is an absolute mess.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that it is implied that Dale might be transgender, in which case I look at that mess and go, oh, I relate. I get it.
Oh, that's
I'm
nice.
just saying. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
See what the prince has lined up for us tonight.
You have nothing to say about your
Well,
memories?
speaking of transgender, you mind if I jump in with an announcement?
Go ahead.
Years back.
Yeah, so we bring up transgender, and folks, that does segue nicely into the announcement that our second annual Transgender Day of Visibility is going to be happening March 21st and 22nd. We did this last year, and we're doing it again this year. Run submissions are open from now until March 1st, so you only got about a little less than a week to go before the due date for that passes. So if you want more info about that, use TDOV in chat, which I already saw somebody do that. Thank you very much. And you can learn a little bit more about that and see if you want to submit for that event, because it is going to be awesome. And we are back to drop kicking and skipping the Discord stream. Excellent.
Indeed. We are on our way to the Atrium nightclub. It is owned by a Toreador named Isabella. She hasn't been seen. That's not good. The prince wants to know what's going on. So we're just doing a courtesy visit, checking on in, see if Isabella's all right. Gonna blink on over here, and there are a bunch of ghouls in here. What is going on? And these ghouls are very bald. What's going on with that? Well, these ghouls belong to the third kind of vampire government, the Sabbat. The Sabbat are, well, they believe in something called theocracy. They have this belief about the first vampire was Cain from the Bible. This is about the religion of Nautism. They think, according to them, like this whole masquerade thing, like, what's up with that? We should be trying as vampires. We're more powerful than them. We're stronger. We're faster. We can do all this mind control stuff. Why are we hiding from humans? We should rise up, take down their governments, and start putting them in slaughterhouses. They're cattle. Come on. That's what the Sabbat believe. And when we get to the nightclub, we can see that Isabella's had quite a party, with lots of dead mortals everywhere, pools of blood. It's It's not a good situation at all. We're just gonna finish leveling up on the Toreador tree there. While this unskippable little scene is happening.
What's wrong?
So now our mark has been activated, and we are even weaker than before. We can't use any of our normal disciplines, any of our abilities. We are basically just the weakest vampire right now. Very sad, weak vampire. And you may think,
if we punch that guy at the beginning, he would make a smaller splat now. Is that
yeah, we're about to be attacked by humans. This is what happens now if we hit them.
No.
So it's really disappointing. They just kind of flop instead of flying. So this scene, there's a point in which you've killed enough that it just becomes an auto-scroller, but haven't found which specific point that is, like if there's a certain number that you have to kill first, or if just like a certain like set or group that spawns that you have to kill. Unsure. But at some point it becomes an auto-scroller, but not before you kill X amount that we don't know yet.
Done to these folk. This level of control, the ghouls, the blood dolls.
Even me.
Yeah, it's a goddamn cult.
Okay, now we are on to another fight in the nightclub. The mark is continuing to keep us weak. It is very unfortunate. Thankfully, we'll be fine. Even as an extremely weakened vampire, we're still stronger than most vampires, because the strength of an elder is just that amazing. Which is why the Camarilla is so powerful and formidable. That's where all the elder vampires are. And that's why the Anarchs stand against it, because they recognize that the Camarilla is a system that benefits the older and more powerful rather than themselves. Or really any new vampires, or people who turn into vampires younger or younger generation or recently embraced. System is very corrupt that way with the Camarilla. The Anarchs seek to change that. And then usually there's a whole bunch of Anarch infighting and it doesn't happen. All right, on to Isabella. We're gonna choose very specific dialogue statements here. We just convince her, listen, you're great, you're wonderful, give me my powers back. And she's like, yeah, that sounds good. So now we have our powers back. We won't be able to do much with them because she's also a Toreador and is therefore kind of immune to our Toreador abilities. But also, as a Toreador, if you start destroying her art, she gets mad and immediately resumes the fight with you. And that is the speed tech there is...
That's funny.
Just start destroying the room and she's like, oh, heck no. You can't do that. I worked so hard on this. And that fight is over. I'm just gonna skip the cutscene and go straight to the prince and tell her that she was a part of the Sabbat, which they don't want to believe because that's a whole other set of issues they just don't want to deal with. So they're going to blissfully put on their rose-colored glasses and say, no, no Sabbat, you're lying. Even though Isabella literally told us that she's with the Sabbat. All right, we get stopped by Tolly. Tolly's a Nosferatu, by the way. His clan, being embraced, it disfigures you. And the older you are, the more disfigured you are. So he could actually just kind of stand in the street and people just go, oh, that poor man. But older Nosferatu can't do that because they look like Nosferatu. All right, he told us that there is an individual named Willem, also a Nosferatu, who keeps the court's secrets, a sort of record keeper, and maybe he can help us with our mark. So it's a nice little tip that we've been given. So we are now on our way to go and see Willem and maybe see if he can help us. And we are traveling across the rooftops. It is genuinely the fastest way to go, but also it gives us a bit of an advantage when going over to his haven at the parking garage. I'm gonna be a little bit quiet here because this part takes a little bit of concentration.
I should check on my ghoul.
All right, we're gonna kill this one ghoul. Immediately kill that thin blood. If we're fast enough, we can just open the door instead of fighting everyone up there. Excellent.
Nice.
So now that we've done that, normally any other clan, you want to reload your checkpoint at that point. But for us, we're at Toreador. We're just gonna go. I'm gonna go through that wall, just clip through it like that. We're gonna drink a potion, clip through this wall.
Nice.
And
so
we
cool.
skip so much of the game right there by just going right down there. And then there's another blood elixir here. As a Toreador, we need those to do more fun skips like that later. Here's the scariest part of the run. Okay, so in the top right corner, I was waiting for the save point to appear. If you grab that book that I grabbed before the save point, I'm gonna skip through this and skip the fight real quick. If you grab that thing before the save point shows up, you soft lock the game.
I had a feeling you were about to say soft lock, yeah.
Yep. That save point will show up eventually, but gotta be a little bit patient. Luckily, you only usually have to wait like 5 seconds maximum. But if you grab it too early, that's the end of the run. That's it. All right. So we find out that Willem also doesn't drink people directly. He gets blood bags delivered to him and gets them delivered from there. So we went and yelled at Sophia, like, where's Willem? And she's like, well, I think he's over here. So now we're over to a plastics factory, an abandoned plastics factory where he might be. All right, now here is something else that is quite difficult. We're gonna try to get over here and not alert anyone. And kill this one. And get into the plastics factory without a fight. Just like that.
Nice. Well done.
And those little stealthy things of just killing the folks by the door save so much time. I have to emphasize that. And they're so difficult to do because the moment someone is aware of your presence, you have to kill that person to open the door. So if someone from a block down the way saw me, and you don't know, like it'll just say, hey, you have to kill someone before you get through, like one enemy remaining. But if it's somebody down the street and they just saw you, well, you're gonna have to find that person and get them.
Jeez. How often does that like kill a run? Is that frequent, or is that like is that like a really common thing that happens?
It's not as common as it used to be, because generally speaking, you can just kind of like reload the checkpoint and and then that'll take care of it. But also, even if like you have to reload the checkpoint and it wasn't a checkpoint you were anticipating to have to do that with, you lose time. It's just not a game breaker like it used to be before we realized that was a thing that we can do. By the way, Willem, who we were hoping would give us secrets, also Sabat. Incredible. Not looking good for the Camarilla right now. Everyone's turning into Sabat agents. All right. So these folks right now, they're not real. These are illusions. We've been hit by an ability called Dementation. Oh, there you are. Last one's always doing something silly. If we get lucky, I try to do it at awkward angles, hoping that the game will skip this cutscene that transitions you to the next scene. But, alas, didn't get quite so lucky there. It usually works on this phase rather than the other phase, where we have to fight the mannequins. Again, this is all like in our head, all stuff that is made to kind of like frighten us. But we are not scared because we are an elder vampire and mannequins are whatever. The reason that this fight is tougher on some harder difficulties is can't drink blood from mannequins. So drinking blood is how you restore your health. So you just kind of gotta not get hit. Right. There's the last one. We're gonna hope that this skips. It did not. Bad luck, but that's okay.
Unfortunately.
I'm also toying around with things to figure out if there is a way to guarantee that to happen. Gosh, I've tried so many things, but I'm gonna start messing with graphic settings soon to see if that does anything. All right, here we're in Willem's memories now. And we just kind of gotta... The original thing that's intended here is following the noise that leads you to these phonographs, but they're in the same place every time, so we're just gonna go and grab them like that. And there he is. Willem has bombs strapped to him, and we are unable to talk him down from it, so kaboom. And somehow we survive. That is the halfway point of the run.
Oh, wow. So would that be a good point to take a break?
That is an excellent point to take a break.
Perfect. So let's hit pause on that timer. And folks, we are big proponents of health and wellness here on the GDQ Hotfix, and we like to take breaks during these longer runs just so we don't, burn out our runners or burn you out either. So we're going to take a quick break before coming back and finishing off this run. Before we head to break, though, I do want to thank everyone that supports the Games Done Quick Hotfix with your subscriptions, gift subs, and bits shared. Your contributions help keep our shows running. If you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during our replays, which will be happening at the end of Crypt tonight. You can also always support the stream for free by sharing Games Done Quick with your friends and loved ones. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, more Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines 2 with Astrid. Welcome back to Crosshair. We are halfway through a run of Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines 2 with Astrid the Horror Girls. So, Ms. Astrid, take it away and let's finish this off.
All right, sounds good. We'll get back into the run in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we were not able to save Willem, unfortunately. Sophia's taking it very hard, so Fabian suggests that we go and make it up to her. We're not going to do that. We're going to yell at her for crying about this, basically, because that's faster. She is going to say that in order to do the research, she needs certain books. And unfortunately for her, she doesn't know where these books are. She knows who does know where they are, though. Lou Graham, of course. So we are off once again to the Glacier Hotel, where Lou Graham resides, to go and ask her about those books. Since we're going back outside, you know what that means. It's time for more drop
How she
kicking.
feels about it.
Yes, it
Yay.
is.
Also, I want to point out the quest being called Tome Alone just made me groan.
Yes. The quests range from pun titles like that, which are ridiculous, to like these really cool titles that symbolically mean a whole lot. Like, my favorite quest title in this is A Kiss from Prospero. And
Ooh.
how it relates to the story is like really cool. And it's like, man, what a great quest name. What's the name of this quest again?
With your menu
Home Alone.
It sure is.
As predictable.
Yeah.
All right, so Lou Graham hanging out up here as usual. It doesn't really matter for Speed whether Lou Graham likes you or not. But at least not yet. Right now, we're just zipping on through here. She is experiencing some sort of hallucinations. She believes that they are a phenomenon called the beckoning, which is something that only affects elder kindred. And she thinks that's what's happening to her. It is not, however. We will explain what that is later. We are now going to St. Stephen's Church, because that is apparently where the books are.
We've got some grave robbing to do. St. Stephen's.
Fastest way there is basically diagonally across these buildings. So that is how we will get there.
You've seen her call before. Here we are. The crypt is down in the foundations through the church itself. I guess where you'd expect to find a crypt, right?
This is also a fun little moment of
Well,
like
I call myself a never
Fabian
mind.
not
I know what you mean.
understanding like Fire's history and background. Just goes, well, the crypt is down below where the church itself is. You know that though. She's like, I don't. Just like, you expect me to know what Christians do? It's like, oh yeah, I guess so. All right, and the Sabbat are down here. We're gonna shoot them. All right, and take their book. Excellent. So now that we have the books, we are out of here, and as we depart, we find, whoops-a-daisy, more Sabbat inside here. Right. That was a fight.
Deliberate about that.
We are off.
Means later. For now, we should get back to Sophia.
See how I ran for like 1 second in front of somebody and the Masquerade meter is all upset? But these little drop kicks, they just incrementally make it go up. They're just like, that's just someone drop kicking. Really weird, but doesn't mean they're a vampire.
I'd lay odds those boneheads were the same flavor as a.
I mean, whenever I see somebody drop kicking outside, I assume they're a vampire, so.
You should. That's what this game tells you.
Right. Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. All right, now we are off to see Katsumi.
Check in on Katsumi.
However, Katsumi will not be there. Max will be there instead. And you know how it is with Max and Katsumi anyways. Let's try to be mean to them. So that they talk to us as little as possible. There's Max. And then Fabian's kind of like, you don't got to be so mean. And I'm like, yeah, you don't understand, Fabian. I've got to go fast. By the way, if you're wondering, it's like, my goodness, Fabian always seems to be talking. He's talking a lot because we're just doing the main story missions. If we were to be doing the side quest stuff, there would be significantly less Fabian. It's also because we're going so fast that I keep going from like one Fabian dialogue trigger to the next Fabian dialogue trigger and not giving him really a break. All right, we are going on in here to talk with Silky, who owns this girl, Verona. She was a blood doll for Isabella. A blood doll is essentially a willing volunteer for a mortal to have their blood taken by vampires.
I will know it when I see it.
They know vampires are real and are just like, gosh, I love when vampires suck my blood.
What's that? No idea. It's their trail, right?
Apparently she went over to Silky's place and she was just like, hello, vampires, please suck my blood. And was being like really annoying to vampires, so he kicked her out and just let her leave, which was not the smartest thing to do because she immediately got caught by the spot and she went and hid in this porta potty and now we're interrogating her and she's like, would you like to suck my blood? And I'm like, no, goodbye.
Head on back. Let me know the information was sound. And why would this bat store up so much blood?
By the way, if sometimes you see me lie on the ground and I just kind of stick my leg out, that's a mistake. I don't mean to do that. The reason that it happens is because chaining drop kicks together is all about like repetition and rhythm, a pattern. There's like a tempo to it. But the frames drop, and then that tempo is as good a guess as yours, you know? It could end up anywhere where the next, like, drop kick needs to happen, so you end up messing up sometimes like that. Oh, I'm sorry,
no,
I
it's
kicked that
RNG
person. It's RNG manip, yeah.
It's RNG. Every time you see Astrid just like accidentally bump into the ground, it's not an accident. It's RNG manipulation, clearly.
Yeah, definitely. I've gotten pretty good at like reading the latency and what it's going to do, but I feel like you're only ever going to be able to get so good at it.
Right.
How can I help?
All right, so Tolly, you know, the records keeper, the guy who's keeping all the records for the vampires, exploded along with all of his stuff. So, he doesn't want to have to start everything from scratch again. So he's having us go to the ex-sheriff's place to go and get his little black book of blackmail. And hopefully they can start reconstructing their database from there. This is a pure stealth mission, and the saddest thing in the world is that I have tried to sequence break this thing. I have tried so hard, but it is like you have to do this, activate this checkpoint to get this flag, to activate this flag to get this checkpoint, and if you interrupt that sequence in any way, you've soft locked the game. I am devastated by this, because you can, in fact, just go directly into the sheriff's office, clip right through, grab the book, and leave, but you won't be able to complete the mission.
Hey, do they know where the cook is?
The game suggests that you crouch and stuff here, but you can actually just walk, as long as you don't walk in front of anybody. You're good.
Into my office.
A man like that keep a job on the force?
And walking is faster than crouching.
Well, welcome to my humble abode. I see the owners haven't been in. Which is
So you literally have to try the sheriff's door, find that it's locked, go and get Fabian's key to his office, open Fabian's door to his office, open the vent, and then open that vent, and then grab the book. And if you don't do it in that specific order, you soft lock the game. Tragic.
Walking out, less of an issue.
Rip.
If you act natural,
Yeah.
you might be able to breeze straight out the
I've spent hours in here trying to find if there's anything you can do to sequence break that. As far as I know, there is not. And I feel like I have tried everything.
I feel like RPGs are so susceptible to that just because the way flags have to be placed for quest progression. It's like,
Yeah.
like they're so prone to that sort of like, how can you sequence break it? Well, you kind of can't.
Yeah. It really is a bummer because I love when I can just speedrun by clip out of level, go to end trigger. I did it.
Right.
All right. Here we give this book. Got to choose the right dialogue options. There we go. And everything is good.
Well, that's everything.
All right, give me just a second here. Because the game is being mean to me. Is everything fine? Okay.
Everything seems to be fine now. I'm not sure what happened, but
hopefully things are okay, but it just decided that I didn't have audio, and that was very rude of it.
that's what that was. Yeah, everything kind of paused for a second, and then I saw the Discord stream hitch a little bit, but it looks like it's all back and everything's working now. So
That's good. That's nice. Okay. We are going to close out this night. Fabian's going to be like, hey, do you want to talk before bed? No, I do not. I want to go to bed. Okay. So we clear that on up, and now we are at this next mission. As above, so below. This is where the game starts really getting busted. So if you have been like watching and going like, I don't know, game doesn't seem that broken to me. Here's where things begin to get ridiculous. First, we just gotta talk to the prince. Okay. Hello, Prince. What are we doing? What are we up to? Well, apparently, the most popular tourist destination in Seattle, which is the Seattle Underground, people are going missing, people are vanishing. The prince just wants, you know, us to just go check out and make sure that that's just some weird thing. Like, if it's like people are falling in a hole or whatever, who cares? Doesn't matter to us. But if it's some sort of like paranormal thing, well, that could potentially threaten the Masquerade. So we'll take care of that if that's the case.
Miss Astrid, my dear, would you be able to
Yes.
restart the game? It seems that the game audio has disappeared on the stream for some reason, which is weird because I can hear it in Discord, but not on the stream.
Okay. I can do that for you. Fear not.
Sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that hiccup caused something to do something
Yeah,
weird.
that could very well be. Let me just launch it again. And there we go. Hopefully this makes things all good and happy.
And then the Discord stream as well.
Ah, yes.
I blame Dane, as you should. It is absolutely my fault. The audio The audio just died. That was all me, chat.
Okay.
The audio had too much blood, and I had to suck the blood out of the audio.
Can you hear it?
But yeah, while we are fixing the audio for that, folks, let's talk about PAX East, because GDQ is returning to PAX East. That is happening March 26th through the 29th. And if you want to showcase your run on the Speedrun stage, visit gdq.gg/submit by February 19th and submit your runs. Selected runners will receive an event badge for that. Additionally, if you want to join the Discord and keep up with everything happening on the GDQ Hotfix, I highly recommend it. Just saying, I'm in there. I'm in that server, and it's pretty cool. You can join that server, get the Hotfix role, and you can keep up with everything happening with the Hotfix sphere, let's say. You can keep up with, you see the schedule for the upcoming week. You can chat with staff members like myself and more. Use !Discord in chat for a little bit more info about that. Astrid, how are we doing on audio? Are we doing good? I have no idea if we are if our audio's working right now. But yeah, folks, I hope you are enjoying Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Thank you for your patience while we work out some tech issues. Not really sure what's going on exactly with the tech, but it's probably just Astrid is going literally so fast that it's just the stream can't keep up with it. But hopefully we have some stuff back on soon. And I want to hear what your favorite clan is in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline 2 if you have been playing it yourself. So drop that in chat. I want to see what people think, because I know some of you are fans of Toreador. I saw a little Toreador love earlier in chat, but if there's anybody else that's a fan of another clan out there, I want to hear what your favorite clan is from VTM. How we doing on tech? Are we back? Are we fixed? Did we fix it all? Let's do this. Let's get back into it. So Astrid, count us down and let's finish this run.
All right. We'll be going here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Back to the Seattle Underground. It is this is where the game really starts breaking apart. It's my fault that the game breaks apart because I've just glitch hunted this section. I've glitch hunted the whole game. Like, pretty much if there is a glitchy strat that exists in this game, it's because I found this thing. I've worked how many hours in here? But this one's especially broken. So this is Nyx, unfortunately, didn't make it. And you have to interact with Nyx here before you can continue the game, because I have found that you can just keep on going without interacting with Nyx here by just doing some fancy wall clips, but the game will not allow you to do anything, interact with the mission in any way, until you have done that. So now that we've interacted with Nyx, everything will be fine for a bit. And we can break these boards apart. This is a little bit of an unskippable cutscene that takes us to the real Seattle Underground. The underground of the underground, if you will.
The ruins have ruins.
Yes, indeed. And this is where we are introduced to the Unbirthed. The Unbirthed are essentially fledgling kindred that have been kept hungry and starving and no longer remember who they are or what happened to them. They are used by the Sabbat to basically stage city uprising as shock troops.
What manner of creatures are these?
And we're just going to kill that one. Open this door, because you need to kill that one to open this door. And now we're gonna bust the game.
What do you think these are then?
Go through that wall. Drop right through the floor. We're gonna grab that checkpoint. After dropping through, we're gonna drink a potion. Jump up here.
Fire those creatures.
And
Or whoever made them.
come on, let me in.
They could be the work of this bat.
Not everything has to be the Sabbath.
Almost, almost, almost. We are still very fast. Right. Boom.
I have heard a rumor of
Okay,
some bat
works with me.
Creatures.
That skips a whole sort of like pipe tunnel network that you have to go through. Huge skip in the game to be able to just go directly to that point.
Nice.
So if such creatures were
Right on in through, and
shattered the Masquerade
now we're going to skip another tunnel network by just
sworn.
blinking up to here.
you think this is what
This is a smaller skip, but it does skip a whole sort of like platforming section. You can just teleport right to the end. And we are now here. Vampire hunters have found all of the unbirthed, which is a bad situation. So these vampire hunters are called the IAO, the Information Awareness Office. They are vampire hunters that are funded by the United States government. According to Vampire the Masquerade lore, the whole Patriot Act thing that happened, well, they didn't find a whole lot of like just terrorists in the United States, but that broad sort of net that they spread to go and look for a terrorist found something else. Vampires on the internet just doing vampire things. So they are now spending resources to hunt vampires. Now, they do have a little bit of a problem, which is the fact that the Masquerade is pretty steady, and even though they're just like, it seems weird that this person has been alive for like 130 years, and also they only come out at night, and all these different things. They seem to have bought all these foreclosed properties that people seem to be squatting in, but they also only come out at night. This seems strange. And other organizations just go, you're paranoid, people are just weird, I don't know. So it's up to the IAO to prove that vampires exist before they can do entire citywide operations. That is what the IAO is doing here, trying to find proof of the existence of vampires so that they can get some more funding, so that they can go through and do some vampire elimination. That is their play. Now, unlike other vampire hunters, like we had like in the first Bloodlines, the Society of Leopold, or in the visual novels, the SAD, these vampire hunters don't really know what they're doing. They're just kind of, well, we know that they come out at night,
if I'm not mistaken. Chinese laborer, those hunters
and they're really fast.
no dawdling. Let's get to the
So-
before they do.
That's about it. That's why they dress up in like this full, like kind of like camo suit, kind of like urban camouflage, all these different things. It's armor, I guess, but not to us. It doesn't matter to us. They're still just people. So we need to get to the underground. And we need permission to do it. So we just talk to Lou Graham and we say, hey, we've been having visions every night of this thing called the Gardener. We're pretty sure that he's underground. Also, he might be the reason that you're having these hallucinations. He's like, and she goes, oh, well, please go kill him then. We're like, on it. So now we are going to do this mission, the Pathways of Hesperides. Another cool mission name. In here, we go to the basement of the Glacier Hotel, where we find this sort of cave network system. Gonna pull that on down. Break through. Hello. So for this part, it's really interesting. I found that you don't actually need to kill everyone down here. If you just kill the Unburst, you can go right on in. And that is intended to be a multiple wave fight. So if you get rid of the Unburst fast enough, you can just go. And that's a huge time save. Okay. Now we have done some blinks to get up. That is supposed to be a vertical maze, by the way. Little things that lead to different hallways, and those hallways lead to stairs. Those stairs lead to like parts that drop off below because they reach a ladder. Who cares? Let's just teleport our way up. It's fine. All right. Now we are in this place, and we have to find these fingers that fit this hand. It's very Sabat imagery. There is probably some Vampire the Masquerade lore person who's just like, oh, Astrid, you should tell them about the black hand. And I'm like, that would take so long. I'll leave you in the chat to deal with that. For now, we're just finishing this black hand puzzle and putting these fingers back on this hand. It's a perception puzzle. You have to look at these symbols a certain way, and then a finger appears.
That is wicked.
Yup. Okay, we're gonna go have a chat with the gardener. This is the dream that we've been having every night, by the way. We have been skipping it. Any percent actually skips these dreams. If you do the full game category, you get to experience these, which are just auto-scroller sections. But we actually control this one, so no skipping. So here's the gardener. He wants us to drain his blood. He seems really excited about us draining his blood. So we just rip out his spine instead. It's better that way. Now this is a tight little thing. Like right after that, we're just going to reload from checkpoint because there's a checkpoint right there. But if you reload from it, it skips a conversation that you have with Fabian. That takes a little bit. So now we just got to kill everything in here. This is another tragic instance of I really wish that there was a skip for this, but I haven't found one. You can just go right back to the elevator and leave at the end of the level. You can just do that. But you know what happens if you do that? The elevator never reaches its destination. It is the infinite elevator ride. It's a bummer. You have to kill everything or the elevator never gets to the floor you need it to be.
Just like the hotel in Pittsburgh where a GDQ used to be.
Right. As you can see, the fighting in this game is very fun. So even though I wish that there was a way to skip it because I'm a speedrunner, fighting fun. I like it.
True.
That's it. Okay. This is the thing here. You can just clip through that wall. You can't pull it off until all of them are dead, but all of them dying is the thing that sets the flag so that you can actually use the elevator.
Lou's lucky the IAO didn't find that place.
It was really funny when I found this. I was so excited because I was like, oh, I can't get to the elevator. Oh, I can open the door. Oh, I can push the button. And then 5 minutes later of being in the elevator, like, I don't think I'm ever going to land. All right, so this is going to be a whole bunch of unskippable dialogue. We're going to choose the fastest answers here.
They know about the underground?
But they're trying to figure out what to do with the hunters. Hunters are extremely bad.
You speak of the
So
hunters?
we're gonna join this meeting.
Just Holly filled us in on the IAO.
And a lot of their conversation cannot be skipped, but what you say determines some of the dialogue that they say, so we want to choose the things that get them to say the least amount of things to each other.
Hitting anywhere
Makes
that even
sense.
looks like a potential haven. We need to lay low.
Show both them and the restless anarchs what they're dealing with.
This might actually be a good time because I had a question about because you brought up any percent versus full game, and I'm curious because any percent usually just means that you like beat the game and get to the credits. Full game is different than any percent for this game, and I'm curious what like how does that work? Like what's going on with that?
So in full game, typically how this game is set up, you have to play a chapter as Fire, then you play a chapter as Fabian, then you play a chapter as Fire, then you play a chapter as Fabian. The Fabian chapters are all just a walking sim detective noir kind of game, which is really fun. But once you beat the game once, you unlock the ability to just play as either one. So any percent is just playing as Fire, and then you don't have to play as Fabian instead. So full game is doing both.
So a little like Alan Wake 2 to some degree.
A little bit. There is one level that I will still have to play as Fabian, because I will have to have a conversation as Fabian. But like, kind of like Alan Wake 2 has its Alan percent, where you just do the chapters where you are Alan Wake and not as
Little rest, given that it is almost dawn.
the FBI profile Saga Anderson. That's her
Saga,
name.
yeah.
Okay.
I was like, what was her name again?
I don't like how Luke
Yeah.
back there. Struck me as, I don't know.
Something about cats and
So the thing that I always tell people about this game is like when they play it, the way that you should go into thinking about this game and playing this game is like if you like Dishonored, but you also like noir detective adventure games, it's both of those things. And if you're just like, man, I wish Dishonored was also a vampire detective game, look no further. Here's your game. Here's what you want to play.
Yeah, I can definitely see the Dishonored parallels. It's like Dishonored meets like Arkham, the Arkham games a little bit. Like definitely a lot of overlap there.
Yeah, it definitely has its influence in that sort of first person, a little bit stealthy, a little bit combat orientation, with
Clear, isn't it?
progression done by things like skill trees rather than like level up sheets and stuff like that.
Right.
All right, so Tali came up with a plan to destroy the IAO. There's a radio tower that they are using to communicate and kind of like broadcast what they're doing. We're gonna go take care of that. Just have a little vampire hunter removal. So we are on our way to doing that now, and they're right up here. I'm gonna throw this person. All right. So now we get talked to by Mother Hen, also Agent Latoya Baker. She is leading the IAO in this area here in Seattle. She gives us a challenge. Basically, she just says, "Come at me, girl. I'm ripped." And we're like, "Oh, we'll see about that." So now we're off to go and teach her a lesson. And go directly to the IAO base of operations.
Well, here we are. Let's encourage the hunters to leave politely.
All right, So for this, we have to, there's a big door, but we can't open it. We have to do the opposite of Dead by Daylight and destroy 3 generators. Once we destroy those generators, we can get into the door. Being a little bit sneaky here. Ooh. What have you done with me, game? There we go. And there we go. So the less folks that notice you, the easier it is to tear those up. In this place, thankfully, there's a proximity. So you just got to make sure that there's nobody around when you're going to do this. So thankfully with that gunfire, those agents will hear the gunfire and be like, what was that? I better go look. And then they just leave. So you want to draw a little bit of gunfire so that the IAO agents who don't know who shot go and check it out. This part's always a little bit tricky because you don't want to ruffle too many feathers on the way so that you can just tear this off. Very good. All right. And we are back going to the door. There's 3 people in front of the door that absolutely have to go for you to progress. So we are on our way to go take care of that. Let's hope that that's enough. It was. Awesome. Every once in a while you get somebody who saw you that they're reading as being a little bit too close to the door. Therefore, you have to find out which one it is. And it's a nightmare there because there's like multiple layers and levels. And you gotta go and explore and look for them. Normally, you kill a number in this room and just go, but we're a Toreador, so we'll just go through this wall and continue. However, we'll not go through this wall. We'll open this door to trigger this fight. Interact with the door to trigger the multiple waves of combat here. You have to do this because even though I could get through the door behind me, it won't matter if I don't hit the flags here. So
makes sense. Also flashbang.
Indeed, yeah. They love to flashbang. These things are annoying too. These are like little sparkler things, and those shred you up. No matter what difficulty, they can darn near instant kill you if you step on them. Oh, are you doing invincible things? You are. Okay, not anymore. Right. Now they're doing a little thing where they carpet the area in explosives. There's a little pattern you can run to avoid that. And then the last group will spawn here. All right. We're gonna clip through this because normally you have to wait for Agent Baker to finish her speech, but I haven't got time for that. I'm just gonna wait for the trigger to spawn there. The trigger spawning there, like happens after it triggers the door opening, and the door opening is a whole complex, slow thing too. So it's faster to just clip in and then wait for her to stop talking, so that you just are at the trigger when it happens. So Agent Baker gives you a choice there. You could kill her and bring down the ire of the United States government on Seattle, or you can embrace her, turn her into a vampire. And you may think, well, that sounds easy. Just embrace her. Now you've got vampire on your side, right? Cool. Well, you have to ask permission to do it. And the prince is very unlikely to give you permission to embrace someone who was a vampire hunter. But we see the advantageousness of doing it, and we embrace them. But also, as a speedrun, it's about 4 minutes faster to embrace them. So you want to do that.
See the benefit there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we're gonna go tell Ryong what happened. You have a choice here to tell Ryong that you embraced her or not. It is a little bit faster to tell her that you embraced her, so that is what we are gonna do. The reason is in a later conversation that you have with Ryong, if you don't tell her there, that conversation is much longer. And by much longer, I mean about 4 seconds longer. So it saves 4 seconds to just tell her right there. Yes. All right, and here's Sophia to tell us that tomorrow night she should have all the answers that we need. Cool. Sounds good to me.
Thinking. It was Lou who had a problem with Gideon, with Gardner. She was the last person I remember.
Here's where the game hates it when I drop kick here specifically, because there's multiple triggers in Fabian's dialogue, and I hit all of them in a short period of time, and the game just has a hard time with that, and sometimes it sounds like Fabian is like gargling while doing those lines. All right, here we go. To bed. Next night, we are going to first see the prince, talk about our vampire hunter child.
Well, that was interesting.
Gotta have a bit of a meeting about that. Now, if you embraced her, all you gotta do is just go talk with her and just have a conversation, and that's it. So that's what we're gonna do. If you do not embrace her, then you have to do this mission as going around the city and removing the vampire hunters who have like little communications places all over the city. It takes a while, about 4 minutes. So that is why embracing her is simply faster. All right, we're just gonna have this conversation with the prince. All right, the prince tells us that Nico, who is another vampire NPC that normally gives you lots of side quests and stuff, he has a problem, so we're gonna deal with it. That problem is that there is a fledgling vampire that is hiding in his pawn shop. So we're gonna go have a word. Hello.
Hello.
All right. Agent Baker. We're just going to tell Agent Baker to use her influence as the leader of the IAO, and for this particular operation of the IAO, to send the hunters on a goose chase that will take them out of Seattle. There's a few options that you have. You can send the hunters after particular NPCs that you don't like very much. That's also a fun thing. The thing that you choose there goes a long way to affect what ending you get. All right, one last conversation with the prince like this. And we are now off to Lugram for the last really big RNG mission of this game. Once again, Lugram is hungry. Now, even though the gardener's grasp on her is gone, she just wants us to find her just someone who would be a really, really good meal for her. Instead of hunting herself, she gives us an incredibly elaborate demand, more so than a Ventru would need. At first, it was something like, hey, you're a Ventru, you need a certain kind of blood, I got you. But this demand that she asks for is very elaborate. So we have a few options we could do. We could either do as she says and find the specific person, which would be Verona, or we can just find someone close and disappoint her. So if we're lucky, we will very quickly find someone close and just be able to come back and disappoint her. If we're unlucky, then we'll just grab Verona. So we'll make our way to Verona and just keep looking out on the street to see if there's any candidates. This time we're looking for Pink. Okay, there's Pink, but are you woman? You are. Very good RNG.
Nice.
Very excellent.
Need I remind you that finding Verona was yours?
Guess we decided against Verona.
All right.
I doubt Lou will be happy,
Very,
but
very
she
lovely.
doesn't get to win every time.
I'm happy about that. I get so frustrated at the game when it's like, nope, there's no, there's just no, like, excitable women on this street in Seattle at all. It's like, well, that sucks.
Like trying to find a taxi in New York City.
Yeah, you know. Okay, we're gonna disappoint her and then leave. She's very disappointed in us. Who cares? Now, we just gotta go have our meeting with Sophia. You cannot have the meeting with Sophia first. It simply will not let you. If you could, then that would be amazing, and you could just skip all of this probably, but Sophia's mission here is what puts us into the sort of point of no return of the game. So we are going to go and have a word with her. Except when we get there, Sophia will not be there. So we get a little time to reflect on our decisions and our choices. Except I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to skip through all of it and talk to Mrs. Thorne. She's also a vampire. Obviously embraced a little bit older in her life. It's really funny, though, because she has to teach us how to use a tape recorder because we are 400 years old. She's just like 100. So she's like, ah, yes, I know how technology works. And we're just like, what is this plastic rectangle you have handed me? And she's like, okay, this is going to be tricky, but this is how you turn it on. It's great.
I love the prospect of a 100-year-old teaching someone else about technology.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty fantastic.
She's only 100. She's a young whippersnapper of a vampire, so, you know.
That is true. That is true. Compared to vampires that are just like, ah, yes, I remember my good friend Marie Antoinette. Shame what happened. Like,
yes. Remember when Caesar ruled in Rome? Ah, yes, I remember it like it was right before my last slumber.
Smashed pots.
pretty much. All right, so Sophia's tape recorder told us to come to the conservatory. Now we're here, and there's a whole bunch of unbirthed everywhere. This is unfortunate. All right, we'll drop down here, and we're going to immediately reload that, because all of those folks in the room before, the game will read as things that have to die before we can open the next door, and we can't go back. So we just reload the checkpoints. The game goes, oh yeah, if you're here, you definitely killed everything in that room, for sure.
Makes sense.
I guess that's all it's gonna make me do. Cool. All right, we're gonna do this a little sneaky. you're up here.
Let me behold you.
Okay. Now we're okay. Now we're fine. Now we're fine. She jumped up there and it scared me because I thought that she was aggroed. And the thing about those girls when they aggro is they go into like this supersonic mode. And it is so hard to get them out of it so that you can actually kill them. All right, kill those two, and then we can get through this locked door.
Just how big is this?
And carry on. And our footsteps were heard above us, but it doesn't matter. We are already through the doors, so there's nothing it can restrict us from being able to do. Now, unfortunately, all the triggers in here are bound to those locks that we had to break open. Otherwise, I have clipped through the doors and gone to like the end of the level, but it wants you to interact with the locks specifically before it will allow actual meaningful progression to happen. So that's why we break the locks instead of clipping through things. If you wonder, but Astrid, does that mean you can't clip through that wall? I guarantee you there's a way to clip through that wall. It just sometimes it doesn't matter.
What is this place?
Nowhere that's good.
All right, so Fire remembers that she was here before.
I was brought
This is where they put the mark on her when she was still in her long sleep in torpor. This seems to be what Sophia has found.
What? Fire.
Now here's an interesting one. I found
You were tortured?
only Toreadors can actually skip this section. This is a wave fight. There's going to be several Thin Bloods and Ghouls, and then you have to wait for the elevator to come down to bring the next wave of Thin Bloods and Ghouls down. And you have to push the elevator button to spawn things, otherwise the game won't go. But you don't have to kill everything to make the end level trigger exist. You just need it to be able to interact with that door. But we don't need to interact with the door. We can just clip through it and go to the end level trigger.
Very nice.
Indeed. Here's an unskippable cutscene where we find what appears to be the corpse of Sophia.
Sophia.
It is very sad times.
No.
I like how she's despairing. We were horrible to her throughout this entire playthrough. And she's like, no, Sophia.
If only I had been nicer to you. Or
Yes.
something. This actually might be a good time to ask, because I know that there's like you can pick different clans at the beginning of the game, and and I've looked at the leaderboard and like all the times are relatively close. I mean, they're within like less than 10 minutes of each other. But I'm curious what the differences are between different clans. Like I know you said Toreadors can like skip this section by like, going through walls, but are there like any other big significant differences from one clan to another?
The main big fast one is Toreador. It's faster by the next clan by 4 minutes.
Right.
That's a considerable amount when all the other clans, it's pretty close. It is, I actually don't know, like for the other clans, like where second place would be, because on one hand, Brujas have an ability where they can just clear a room with an ability. They can just go, I push this button and everything in it dies. It does not work on bosses though, whereas for Banu Hakim and La Sombra, both of them have an ability that just melts the boss immediately, and that takes care of the boss fight. So how these add up and which one ultimately is faster after that, don't know yet. I have mostly done all my glitch hunting with Toreadors because they're the only ones that can clip through walls and skip things like that. But that doesn't mean that the other ones don't have their own little bits of speed tech. For instance, Toreadors are the slowest against the Isabella boss fight. but not by a super meaningful difference, probably like 15 seconds slower. And when you can skip entire sections that are minutes with Toreador, you go, hey, slow boss fight, it's fine. This part's a forced walk, but if you, instead of unlocking that door and just run through it, you can just run to the end. It saves like a few seconds. Little sections like that, Toreadors are so fast. Other clans cannot. Also, like Tremere have the recall ability. A lot of this game has like, go kill things over there and then come back here to say that you reported the mission. Tremere have an ability where you can just set a little thing on the ground and then you can just teleport back to that wherever you are. And you would think that that would be extremely helpful. It's only helpful in some missions because once you open certain doors, it deletes the little mark on the ground. So on missions where you have to open a door like that, it's not all that useful. Here's another another reload spot. That save just happened, so we're gonna reload from there. I went through Max's dialogue as fast as possible, but if you don't choose a certain dialogue option for Max, which we skip, it does not allow you to get this one checkpoint over here, which we need. It didn't give it to me anyways. Rude.
Oh, darn.
Very rude. The checkpoint is to convince the game, like, no, you don't understand. Like, I can do that. But sometimes it needs me to fail first, and then it will be okay.
I'm trying to remember, like, there's a run I remember watching where the character, like, did that same kind of drop kick on the floor and, like, bounced up, like, really high. And I can't remember what other game it was, but it looked just like that. And it's funny that, like, it is Trepang, thank you.
It is.
Oh my god, another run you do. So okay,
yes,
now
that's how I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, wait, I've seen that jump kick or drop kick move before. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's why I knew to try it. I was like, you know, in Trepang,
nice.
You can do this with your drop kick, and it worked out really well for this game too, for certain things. Most of the moments where those kinds of drop kicks are advantageous, I skip with Toreador anyways. That's kind of like the only one that's like still good in the Toreador run.
Makes sense.
The shooter, that's our villain. Get after them.
All right, this is another area where if you just do a little sneakiness.
Let's get up there.
And just kill the folks in front of the door, you can just open it instead of dealing with that whole fight. And here's a character that Bloodlines 1 fans might be familiar with. It's Damsel. And she is hateful of camis, as she always is. We're just going to go through that conversation. Now, we should be fine, because we had to do a restart of the game. But this is normally where I say, if the game is going to crash anywhere, it's this section. The map fundamentally changes because, for one, it doesn't matter if you break the Masquerade here, so we can go as fast as we want in front of as many humans as we want, because the Sabbat are currently in the streets killing people, so they've already broken the Masquerade. You can't do any more damage to it.
If Damsel is right, anything could have happened to the court. We're fast running out of kindred.
Oh, come on, game. Let me up. Thank you. All right. There we go. And on through to Weaver Tower to go and see if Damsel was right and that this whole thing to hunt down Katsumi was just a distraction. We're gonna go check in with the prince.
Maybe we were duped. Let's find Rion.
This elevator ride kills me because it's so long. And I'm just like, please, the timer is ticking. Just let me in. Make an exception for me.
Would be nice if you could just jump kick all the way up to the floor you want.
Right? That would be so useful. Well, there's a stake in Ryong's heart. Just put her in torpor. Our mark is going. And it's Sophia. But I thought she was dead. Alas. Sophia was Sabat this whole time, and she explains that that was like a ghoul that she had that she like... She's a warlock, so she just transmuted it to look like her, kind of.
Dun, dun, dun. Dramatic reverb.
Sun's up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's daylight. The sun isn't hitting us, though, so we're okay
fine.
for now. We're okay for now. Sunlight makes Kindred weaker in general. So you may think, wow, tied to chairs, aren't you vampires? Didn't you like destroy that dude at the beginning of the game with that thing? The sun's out, so we're just as strong as regular humans.
Nothing. But
Makes
I will
sense.
give you a gift.
And also, this is what happens if the sun hits you.
I mean, I knew that vampires were weakened when the sun was out. I've seen Twilight. I know that this is how it works.
Yes, of course.
I am kidding. I've never seen Twilight.
Of course, of course.
Before the blaze, a morsel before the meat, before her.
All right. So to explain, to summarize, I should say,
We must talk.
Sophia turned Sabat because basically Lou Graham, while she was prince, killed her boyfriend, and she wants revenge. And she wants revenge on not only Lou Graham, but the entire Camarilla. Fabian says, hey, this looks bad. Just go out the window. It'll really, really hurt. But trust me. So we kick off of her, go out the window, and we fall into the sunlight where we sizzle. Now, the question that some of you might have on your mind is, wait, didn't Ryong just immediately burst to flame when the sunlight touched her? Why aren't you bursting into flame? Well, there is sadly an answer to that, and it's very sad. But basically, the sunlight, as it is burning through our body, who it is actually cooking is Fabian. And it does manage to cook one vampire with the sun, so by the time we make it to safety, Fabian will be burned out of us, basically. It's very sad, because we like Fabian.
I did see a lot of people saying that Fabian was really annoying, though, so maybe it balances out?
I like Fabian, okay? I think he's great.
Hey, I have no strong opinions about Fabian whatsoever. I'm just reiterating what chat said, all right?
Very well, very well. All right, so we're just going to go through this dialogue. This is technically the part that you play as Fabian because you're doing, you're talking as Fabian there. And we skip that cutscene. If you do like Fabian, because you're cool, 07's in chat for Fabian.
All right, you heard her, chat. 07 in chat if you are a Fabian fan, a fanbian.
Indeed. All right, so a forced walk section where we get to witness the Sabat destruction of Seattle. This part's really good for like its atmosphere and all that. I'm a big fan. But we are coming up on getting to the good stuff.
Ooh.
There's probably like let's see, I'm used to doing it in LRT. In RTA, I think there's like 6 minutes left.
Okay. There's someone in chat asking, how do you know so much about vampires? Astrid really, 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 really likes this game.
Vampire the Masquerade is a franchise that has been going since 1991. And some people did things with their lives, not me. I just read Vampire the Masquerade lore and books and podcasts and followed the games and consumed the really terrible show that was on TV in the 90s called Kindred the Embraced, and played the visual novels and read the short stories and read the other novels and, you know, that's all.
And other chatters are trying to convince each other that Astrid is not a vampire, chat. Astrid is not a vampire, okay?
Indeed, I am wink wink, not a vampire, wink wink, Masquerade is being upheld.
Yes, this is all a masquerade. I mean, what masquerade? What are you talking about?
That's true, yeah. If there were such a overseer trying to make sure that one was not breaking the masquerade, I wouldn't be breaking it. But thankfully, no such overseer exists because there's no vampires that are real, wink wink, yes. All right, final stretch here. We're just gonna run past all of these enemies. Come on up to this floor. We have another vent to go through. We want to make sure that we get this lady because we don't want her doing her supersonic moves. Everyone else, who cares? I will kill them. Hopefully that gunfire leads people up here. This guy's taking his time. That guy who could teleport up here decided to take the stairs. I just want to point that out.
Hey, sometimes you want to do things the old-fashioned way. That's why we have 100-year-old vampires that teach us new technology.
That's true. That's true. All right. So thankfully, the unbirthed broke open that door. If they don't, there's a way around it with Toreadors specifically. Oh, this guy's turned invisible, but I knew the general area of where they were, and we'll just take care of them anyways. Now this fight is another one. Remember I mentioned? Think about this fight and how long it's taking me, and the fact that Brujas have an ability to clear a room. Like,
yeah,
that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
like, there's clans that can do things faster, but not go through walls faster.
We are about to close.
So it kind of boils down to like just routing differences, which is kind of the whole reason to have a split on the leaderboard in the first place. Is like, is the route significantly different from one to the other? Well, if it is, then yeah, there's a good reason to split it.
Indeed. All right, time to yell at Sophia, who has ascended. And by ascending, I mean she took her clothes off and covered herself in blood.
As one does?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that explains why we're so mean to her.
True. We'll drop kick her, which takes all of her health if you can land it in her upper body. And then we just wait for these. I come up here because if I am up here, then the enemies will have to spawn over there, which is a lot easier to deal with them than if they are where I was standing on top of the that little higher spot in the roof. Oh, you're still alive. My bad. I'm afraid I need to kill you. All right. And because I killed that so fast, we just have to sit here and wait for Sophia to come back. She'll be back. And then we'll drop kick her again.
Someone in chat said, if she's up here, who's flying the plane?
All right. So this is the last wave before end of game, so time is coming up. Come on up, friends. I welcome you. Propane tank. There we go. Where are you? There we go. All right. So time will be when the screen turns black after I bite Sophia. Come on, Sophia. And time. There we go. Thank you, thank you.
Very well done. All right, well, I mean, normally at this point, I call for shout outs and, you know, to tell people where can they find you on the internet and stuff. But folks, we're not done with Crosshair yet. And not only are we not done with Crosshair, we're not even done with Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodline 2, because we have this whole 80% run, but that's not going to fill a whole show. So we are going to actually be doing a glitch showcase of this game. And of course, who do we get besides Ms. Glitch Hunter Extraordinaire, Astra the Horror Girl, to welcome back to Crosshair. We just had an awesome run of any percent from Astra the Horror Girl of Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines 2. And since we decided to, you know, fill out a little bit more content on Crosshair today, I thought, you know, it'd be really fun to do is to have Astrid come back with a glitch showcase. And this is actually going to be the second glitch showcase we've done here on Crosshair. Our first one was back in episode 2. We did a glitch showcase of Duke Nukem 3D. There's a little bit of a Crosshair lore for you. But I decided, you know what, we got to showcase some of the stuff in Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines 2, because it is actually a very sticky game, and Astrid's done, I think, almost all of the glitch hunting herself. So Astrid, whenever you are ready, take it away and show us just how broken this game is. And I also do want to point out to all the folks at home that this category that for this run is it says glitch showcase / Astrid acts very normal about this game.
It sure is. It's definitely a very viable leaderboard category, for sure. But yeah, welcome back, y'all. This is a bunch of glitches that I have found, and it will not nearly be all of them. And I'm just going through the ones that I think are the most fun to showcase and stuff. So I started here on this mission to Founder on the Leaf, so I'll do a countdown to get us started on that timer. We'll do 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so if you recall how I did this mission last time, I jumped on over there, killed those 2 by the door, and then just went in and stuff like that. That door over there is actually a way in as well. There is a reason we don't take it, which is just because it requires you to have a whole lot of potions. But you can, in fact, just go in here and start your way down. It's pretty neat. Also, if you open this door, it just is another door. And this door you can't open. It's just like that. You can go down, and again, here is another wall, so you can get through this. But at this point, we've jumped through. Now you need another potion if you're going to make this fast, and jump through again, and that's extremely unreasonable if you get to this point. And not only that, but this door is not open, so you'd have to jump through that one too. And that's why it's just not reasonable to go this way at all. It's very sad. So, let's see if I can do something silly here. And, yep, okay. Let's get through. Sometimes you get stuck inside the wall, just like that.
Yeah.
And
Believe
that's
it.
always a fun time. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great. With Toreadors, they have the special ability. You can see in the bottom right, my blink is actually recharging. No other clans can recharge their abilities like that. So, Toreadors can, and we're going to take advantage of that. All right. Fell through. And we'll just get a recharge, because there's something I desperately want to show you all on this roof.
Ooh.
It's very funny. Okay, that's... All right. I just need one more to get through. And unfortunately, since I used my potions, just gotta wait for it a bit, but it's okay. We're patient since we're not actually doing the speed run, as it were,
Right.
you know? Right. Okay. So, first of all, you'll notice, okay, everyone's seen me, they want to fight, all that stuff. Let's go get everyone's attention. So everyone wants to fight me. Now, you might think, okay, well, Astrid, if you come up here and you go to, like, you kill those two, but it fails, they see you, everyone kind of, like, starts fighting you, go, all right, no harm done. Restart from the last checkpoint. This mission does something very funny. If you get caught on the roof and you restart the next checkpoint, I will show you. Everyone has duplicated, and now there's double enemies to deal with. It's quite the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's extremely funny. They're all dressed the same. It's amazing. I love this game. I remember when I found that, and it's like, yeah, that's really silly. Unfortunately, it does mean if you get caught, don't reset, because this will happen instead. What are you doing over here? Instead, what you want to do is you started a fight, just gotta finish it, unfortunately. That's what you have to do. So, we're gonna continue on with this mission, and we're gonna do it the normal Toreador way. So if you don't have a potion, by the way, and you don't do what I did during the run earlier and go through that one door I just ran past, and then just use one potion to drop down and get through, you can instead just go through... oh, someone hit me at the exact same time. Everyone back off, back off, back off. Okay. And then you can just go down here and deal with this instead.
Around with these clowns here. Still, doesn't hurt to check.
Excuse me, come here. So again, you'll be familiar with this part. This is the part that I said this can easily soft block you if you don't wait for the save in the top right corner before grabbing that book. We did, so we'll be fine.
So he's a bagger. Doesn't just
Now,
vein.
there's that person that spawns behind me to fight me, and you aren't supposed to be able to progress until you kill them. But watch this. Everyone knows I'm here, so look. They're prepared. They're waiting. I love that for them. Now, they're not supposed to be there, because you're only supposed to be able to open that door by killing everyone. But according to them, even though they can see me, this door is still down, so they'll never cross over.
Oh, wow.
They'll just be here, throwing things at me, shooting me.
That's funny.
They'll never come out to follow me. Okay. But those are silly small things. Y'all want big, huge, oh my gosh, what is wrong with this video game kind of things. For that, we've got to go talk to Sophia to make our way to the plastics factory. We just can't get in until Sophia tells us about it. Okay, farewell, Sophia. Thank you very much. I'm sure you won't try to kill me later in the game.
Boo, Sophia, boo.
Exactly. See, it doesn't feel so bad now that I was mean to her the whole time.
True. But we were also mean to Max, and he didn't deserve it.
That's a fact. Max does not deserve it. Max is great.
Looks like Campbell or Fletcher would look right down on the Karina bagger. We're supposed to be predators, not scavengers, according to the sun. She's not like
Right.
that, man. Here it is, the plastics factory.
Let's
I wonder why Williams picked this place to
get
hold
that
on.
going. Very good. All right, now we're back in the plastics factory. So the plastics factory is fascinating. I have done so much glitch hunting on it because naturally, when you're a speedrunner, you think, okay, so
None here.
2 entire forced fights that you have to do, and they're wave based. Come on,
Well,
there's got to be something you can do to get past one of them. I haven't found out what they are yet, but my goodness, I have found some very silly things about just the way that this level is like organized, the way that it's set up.
there he is.
And you will see very soon. First, Willem. We talked to Willem
Now I have to do.
and skipped his cutscene. All right. After this forced walk, we will get all of our powers back, and we'll be able to maneuver as a Toreador should.
Some kind of what? Teleportation? Nosferatu don't have that power. How? But more critically, why?
All right.
Just what?
So as it turns out, even though they teleport you back to that same spot, first of all, the door is gone, so you can't go back the way you came. But secondly, the rooms that you do these wave fights in, you would think that they would end up in the same place, but they don't. They're separate rooms, and I'll prove it. We'll just go through this wall and end up in this room where you fight the mannequins.
Oh, wow.
Now, for the mannequin fight, much like the other fight, you can't get here until you do the whole kill all the other enemies in the other room, and then you start back in that room to the not forced walk, but the forced kind of hallway that you got to go through. Come in here, and then you can fight mannequins. But no mannequins are here to fight. So I was hoping that I could get here, skip all those other dudes, and then just get to go in here. But alas, that's just not the way it works. So we're here now, and we're out of bounds and whatnot. There's like really weird collision and geometry. There's like ramps you can stand on. There's some spots that stop you in your tracks. Don't know what that's all about, but I decided when I was hunting this, I was like, okay, well, can I go back? What happens if I go back? I mean, after all, you can see that there is an enemy there, just in the midst of all of this, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go back to that room. This is where things get very silly.
Oh, no.
Okay. So keep an eye on this spot. It's not going to happen if I'm looking at it. So I'm going to turn my head. There they come. They're all coming through the floor now to fight me. They drop out of the map temporarily. And then the way that they get back in is by just popping up through the floor.
Incredible.
Now there's more. Now that there's more enemies, because we've halfway spawned to the next wave, let's do it again. Okay. Okay. We're right in the office above. This is all out of bounds here as well. Hoping. Oh man, don't be rude. That's the spot down there over by that little forklift, just to the left of it. That's where they'll start coming through the ground. the room is clear because all of the collision in that other room stopped. So they just fell through the world.
Oh, wow.
So they've all fallen through the world, but the game, when everything builds itself back up, this area is the designated spot of where they're supposed to go through, but they don't spawn there. They spawn slightly underground, and the game has to convince them to pop out of the snow like daisies. There they are.
My goodness.
Is it them?
Get out of here. Here we go.
It's like the rose that grew from concrete.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ghouls that grew from the plastics factory.
Yes, exactly. All right. So that's that mission. Very silly. All right. Where to go to from here? I think we'll do the Pathways of Hesperides. There's some fun stuff here. This is the area where we would kill the gardener normally. We just got to get there, so we have to have a conversation with Lou Graham. But yeah, what did you think of that wonderful the ghouls that grow?
Very silly.
Yeah, they're great.
The ghouls that grew from plastics factory will be the title of my poetic anthology, chat, when that drops next year in 2027.
Let's get to the gardener before they do.
All right, let's go have a word with Lou Graham. Oh, Lou Graham, I want to go back underground to do, well, not save you, just to do some very silly things, admittedly. So, my philosophy for playing as Toreador and glitch hunting Toreador is, of course, sequence breaking. How far can we clip through walls before the game says, I'm sorry, you've clipped through too many walls. You haven't hit enough checkpoints, you haven't hit enough flags. Like, I want to see what's the limit. What will it let me get away with? I want to point out, just let this stick with you. This basement, this floor, the gaping hole over there, the lighting. Remember this. Just remember that it looks like this.
I am remembering. I'm locking it into memory.
Okay, very good. Awesome. So let's get started. Okay. Now, of course, you've seen this section before. We traveled on through, and I had to like wait till all the unbirthed were gone, and then I slipped through that door while the hunters didn't notice. But I felt, you know, because it's kind of unpredictable and a little bit unreliable. So what happens if you just go through? Well, you don't get the flag or the checkpoint, but you can still just keep going. The level is still here, regardless. So that gives you the opportunity to explore, of course. See what is different about things.
I'm scared.
And, yeah. So, let me see if I can do this. This one's a little bit tricky. But right here, this is where you're supposed to originally hear Agent Baker. I went past it last time because looking down, it takes some time. But she's pacing back and forth, giving instructions, and she's like, you've done well tonight. We've established a base of operations, all this stuff. All this silly stuff. She's not doing that right now, but her model is there, and so are they. We're gonna go try to pay her a visit, though. get in there. There we go. Behold, a bunch of hunters, and there she is, Agent Baker. she's just here hanging out, get her full character model. These folks, they you know, vampire hunters, and they're not really interested in killing me, so that's pretty exciting, I would say.
It's like almost like a T-pose, kind of.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, static idle animation, but that is funny.
Mm-hmm. They're also invincible, sadly.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's
just
very
vibing.
sad. Indeed. They are just vibing. So when I originally found this, I was like, how do I get out? And I saw this big gaping hole in the wall, and I went, oh, well, maybe. Maybe this will be helpful. And it turns out that it is. This is going to be a little bit tricky, though. Oh, by the way, now they're floating.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good.
Nice.
Okay. Aw. How rude. Okay. I'll get back in eventually. It's just being a little bit rude to me. Will you let me do this one? Almost. I'm trying to be sneaky about it, and the game's like, no, you don't understand. You're out of bounds. You're not allowed anymore. If it won't let me back in bounds, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, it's fine. Either way, I can get back to that point again.
I wouldn't go near that if I were you. Designed to fry archive.
Okay.
Find a different
Moving right along, we are, once again, gonna just go through here. Ignore all of that, and the game is broken, all that. Who cares? We're fine. We're not actually going to be able to complete the level, but why do that when we can just have fun breaking the level? All right, we'll say hi to Agent Baker one more time. Hello, hope that your speech is going well, or the speech that you would be having. Okay, now, what happens if you get to this temple door? Turns out you can still open it. Just nothing will really happen if you do. If you do not, like, open this, there's just nothing on the other side. So if you just clip through, it's a whole bunch of nothing. So for now, we'll open it up. You know, we do the puzzles, there's the fingers. There's things that you can interact with, but they don't do anything. It's just you interacted with them, and that's it. Imagine that there was a big fight full of hunters here, and Astrid was going, I don't want to do this fight. I just want to go. Well, you can. You can just go. But then there's nothing here, because you didn't do the triggers necessary to get yourself to this point. Because this temple that you are in currently is not the temple that you are in after you kill the gardener. This is an entirely different room.
Rip.
An entirely different place. All right. And look, now we have people fighting. Why? Because we are back. we are back to that room that I skipped and didn't want to participate in. So let's go back to Lou Graham's place. just to demonstrate. Okay. Oh man, rude. You're not supposed to be able to, like, if you try climbing, you get to that point and then fall. It won't let you go back up the way that you came exactly. So you got to do a little silly things in order to get back up there.
Makes sense.
Let me up here. Are you sure? It's sure. All right, there we go. And then you can make your way back to Lou Graham's place, just like this. And again, it's the same. It's the same as it was before. Locked into memory? Good. It's still locked into memory, and you love to see it. All right, so...
I wouldn't go near that if I were you. Designed to fry our company.
one more time through this silly, silly place. But this time we'll do things a little bit more correctly. Because that's kind of like the nature of glitch hunting. It's like, all right, well, you don't want to miss that flag. You have to at least get that one. But what else can I get away with, you know? You know what you can't get away with. Now, what is the bare minimum of what you can? That's the philosophy going into glitch hunting a video game for speed. Well, of course, you think, all right, well, this is unavoidable. You go here, yeah. By the way, Agent Baker should be giving the speech now. Yep, now she's actually moving.
Very nice.
There we go. And we'll come over here. We'll do this. We'll open this on up and
What the heck is that? Oh,
we will even do the perspective puzzle. You know? Why not?
Tears that crave those lips.
that is disconcerting.
Oh, you gotta stop boosting. I was boosting myself to power play.
A spit of solace for
All right, here and here.
a sovereign. Now turn.
We'll even put the fingers back. You know. We'll talk to the gardener. We'll do all this stuff, but we are most certainly not going to fight the hunters. Absolutely not.
No way.
No. That would be ridiculous. All right, so back over here. Gonna just have a quick little conversation. Now, you've seen what happens if we boost through that one kind of like, I don't know what you'd even call that, kind of like just that woodwork piece.
Be careful.
We've seen what happens when you do that. It just leads to more rocks. So that's what you ought to expect, right? It's just more rocks behind that if we were just to go through and all that and whatnot. Makes sense. All right. Yes, gardener. It's all good. Goodbye. There goes your spine.
It is over.
All right.
The gardener.
So you'll notice now there's a whole bunch of glow sticks in here, and the rooms on the side are gone. So, what's up with that? It's not just because the hunters did stuff to that room. It's because the room has fundamentally changed. As you can see, now there's all this stuff going on. And now look. It's just different.
Huh.
Yeah. But, you know, we made it out. It's time for that elevator ride that I promised you. Now, right about now is when it would black screen. I won't do the whole thing, but it really is just this.
Wow.
You can just stay in here forever. This is your home now. Like, whatever happened to the sheriff that we had? Well, they went into an elevator and were never seen again. I guess you could say. Yep. Okay.
Very anticlimactic ending to this noir novel we've written so far.
Yeah. Indeed. It's quite tragic. You can still hear the elevator, by the way, in the background of the selecting the save. It's still going.
That's funny.
Let's see. There's just so many fun things, and I'm trying to like, yeah, let's make sure that we get Coursing of the Rats. That one's a really cool one because I've actually found some content that was cut content that you can find by going out of bounds on this one. It's pretty neat that way. First, we gotta go out and talk to Tolly, who will let us in. Oh, there's one thing. I can't show it to you anymore, but on the original version of this game, when it first came out, the place that we go to, that we are ultimately on our way to, the jungle, as it is called, a shanty town, the little door leading to it is always there. It's a locked door. And so some folks thought, what if you can just clip into that? Well, can you just go straight to the jungle? Well, you can clip through it. That little hallway is still there that leads to the jungle. And then if you interact with the door at the end, it would just crash your game.
Wow.
All right. Hello, Tolly. Good to see you. I must be off.
So, Katsumi is in this.
Oh, excuse me. Every once in a while, someone's just in the way. So yeah, this is the hallway in question. People found that you can just clip in here, and it lets you interact with the door, but if you haven't done everything leading up to it, it would just crash the game. I find that very amusing. The game's just like, wait a minute, how are you here? Goodbye.
Very good.
Perhaps that's why Tolly cooperated.
All right.
We never did pin down who Katsumi was.
One more time, we'll just be mean to Max. Actually, you know what? Let's be nice to Max. I'm glad you are safe. Where is she hiding? They need you. You're the best. Okay. Now we've been nice to Max. And I can feel better about myself.
Yay. We were maximum nice to him, right? Yeah.
Yeah. My gosh. Okay.
She didn't come here to hide.
Bye, sir.
That's who you finish
Let's
off.
head on up here.
It still gives a damn.
It doesn't matter if we get the checkpoint this time.
Katsumi.
We did not. I don't care. We're just gonna keep on keeping on. On clip through here. Now normally, this area that we're about to get to, you'll see this door. It lets you like interact with it. Instead, we're just gonna clip right through it. Now, normally, typically, when you open that door, it starts a cutscene. This room is not in the game otherwise. This is a whole other room that is in here that has been made. So this was definitely cut because look, there's the yellow that is supposed to guide a player to be like, oh, this is the way to go.
The yellow paint.
Yeah, that's the yellow paint. It's right there. But this room, you never go into it. So,
That's
it's just,
It's just
all
here.
of this is, yeah, it's just here. It just exists in the video game. All of this stuff, you would never see otherwise. And right there is somebody who's just kind of like floating there. We're gonna
Nice.
try to make our way back inside. Yes, I know. I know. You're very sad that you can't climb. Am I too high? I might be on the level above. Yes, I am. Okay. These walls we can go through. Okay. Now, keep in mind we came from over there. This room, this is where you are when you're talking to Katsumi. Like that's the room that you're in when you're talking to Katsumi during the cutscene that it shoves you into. So it takes you this whole other place, and I feel like the scene leading there was supposed to be much longer. But of course, let's take you to what the Bloodlines 1 fans really want to see, and that is Damsel. Hey, Damsel.
Damsel.
She is here. She is hanging out with a bunch of weapons. This whole room, you can see the kind of like the attention to detail, the things they put in. There's weapons on the ground that are the same models of ones that you can pick up. You can't fight Damsel in the game, even though the dialogue seems to suggest that you can. She says to you that if you don't ask the right questions or say the things she wants to hear, that she's gonna open fire on you. That never happens. It doesn't matter what you choose. You will always be able to diffuse that conversation. I feel like you are supposed to be able to fight her, and this is like the boss fight arena. If not, why have all of this, you know?
Right, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Right, Damsel? She agrees. She agrees with me.
It's very cool, Astrid. You're definitely right.
That's Damsel's voice. You all heard it.
Sounds. Yeah, yeah. The sound indicator showed up on the overlay as me speaking. Chat, don't just ignore that. That wasn't real. That was.
Yeah, no.
Definitely not
absolutely
me.
Not.
Cool.
Right. We can do as above, so below. There is some silly things on that.
You can do like a short one for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna do a short one. I know what I want to do. Where is it? Prove yourself. There it is. Goodness. Okay. The police station.
Poor Sophia.
I want to show you how aggravating this police station is.
Oh no.
I have done so much to try to sequence break the police station, and it's just not a thing that you can do. I don't understand why they torment me so, you know? Just let me skip everything. It's fine. Oh, I broke the Masquerade a little bit.
Uh-oh.
It's not broken. Otherwise, I would be dead. But there are people upset and shooting me. Let me up. Let me up. Let me up. Goodness. Okay. I'm not used to taking this route directly to the police station. I ran up so that I wouldn't lose the game.
Nice.
All right, now we are on top of the police station. Now, before I go in, something that I want to show you. So, one thing, again, Astrid, if you can just go into buildings just by blinking into them. Why don't you do that for like buildings on the street? Like, you're always opening doors. I'll show you. Here is your apartment building if you don't open the door.
Wow.
Yep.
Just like my apartment building, where it snows inside and there's no walls.
And what's funny about this too is like there's this person on the street. They like heard the punch through the wall and they're like, I'm out of here. That's terrible.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Hello, officer. I wasn't doing anything suspicious. I promise.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Alright,
all of those locations are like, they're just like that if you don't open the door. Because the door opening is the loading screen.
Right, yeah. But yeah, that is very silly. Well, thank you again for coming on to the show and showing it for us. We're sadly past the 35-minute mark now, but
Gotcha.
we got to see a lot of goofy stuff. So thank you again for being here, and tell people where they can find you on the internet, because you stream pretty regularly. I know, because I'm in your chat.
Yes. I'm gonna hang out in the goth bar while we do this. Yeah, I'm Astrid the Horror Girl. I play horror games and I speedrun horror games. You can find me at twitch.tv/Astrid the Horror Girl. I do a lot of variety of different horror games and different speedruns. I learn a lot and I go fast when I can. And you can catch me on some more hotfix on March 1st doing cryostasis. And you can also catch me on Frost Fatales, doing this very game again while we raise money for National Women's Law Center.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, thank you again for showing it off. And yeah, folks, make sure to tune into Frost Fatales, and you can see more VTM B2 silliness that Astrid has to offer for us. So thank you again, Astrid, for being here and showing this off. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching. Alrighty, folks. Well, all good things must come to an end, and so too it must be that Crosshair come to an end this evening. But fear not, because the GDQ Hotfix, which is also a good thing, is not over yet, because coming up next, we've got speedruns from the crypt, so stick around for some spooky speedruns. And it's Resident Evil Day. We got 7 and Village on the docket for you, in Hype for Requiem coming out soon. So, but yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks, I believe, with another episode of Crosshair. And if you don't tune into that, you'll be a dead man. But yeah, we'll catch you next time, folks. And as always, no matter what your dreams, goals, or hopes are in this world, always keep them in your crosshair. We'll see you next time.